With everything that's happened in the last year, political violence has really ramped up. Do you think that we've reached a boiling point with everything that's happened?
I think the question is what constitutes a boiling point. You know, we are certainly and we have been living in a time of extraordinary and growing political violence in the United States. I mean, we were on these steps here on January 6th when a mob attacked this Capitol just a couple of months ago. A Democratic lawmaker was assassinated in her own home. Yesterday, Charlie Kirk assassinated in broad daylight in front of thousands of people. It really, at this point, is not about like the political strife. This is about the emergence and uncorking of violence that we're talking about, and it is absolutely gotten to a point that is where we need to really look towards our leaders to lower the temperature and also lead by, I believe, in my view, ensuring that we have gun safety and laws against violence in the books.
You were a very high-profile member of Capitol Hill.
Pardon?
Do you feel safe on Capitol Hill? In your district?
From the moment I was elected, I have felt that I accept a certain level of risk in doing this job and in continuing to do this job. This should not be a level of risk for anyone, not for me or anybody, any American. No American should feel like they are taking a risk sending their kid to school. No American should feel like they are at risk going to a music festival, going to a synagogue, going to a church, or showing up to work. And I think that I feel the way I think many Americans feel.
Yesterday, the president, at his speech, he was very critical of left-wing violence. What do you think of that message, and do you agree with them that left-wing violence is a problem?
I believe that we need to be very clear about the facts of the ground. There was a horrific political assassination or shooting yesterday in which a young man died. The FBI has not caught the assailant. The FBI and the individual responsible has not been apprehended. There is no understanding, as we know publicly, of who this individual is, what their motivations were, where they came from. And for any politician, whether it's a pundit on television, which I saw on Fox News, and it was extremely disturbing, using rhetoric of vengeance and violence, whether it is a member of Congress, whether it is the President of the United States, to assume and assert and cast blame when the FBI has failed to even apprehend the assailant is absolutely an irresponsible action. We must come together. Our responsibility is to de-escalate this environment, to reduce the level of chaos that is at risk right now in this country, so that we can, first and foremost, increase the level of safety that people can feel in this country, and then we can move forward together.
Congresswoman, there's a lot of specifically Republicans are saying that Democrats too often have referred to them as Nazis, dictators. Is that the kind of rhetoric that you think there should be less of, or do you think that criticism is misplaced?
I believe that if we want to stop the scourge of violence in this country, we must do our jobs and pass common sense gun safety reforms in the United States, period.
What do you think about the use of the word Nazi?
And here's what I believe. Because, to be honest, we are in an environment of escalated rhetoric, but a person who hears this rhetoric should not be able, if they have a history of domestic violence, if they have a history of descending into what seems to be, a violent spiral, should not have access to a gun. And the idea that one would weaponize this environment when people are able, in some states, to get a gun who should not. This is not about taking away people's right to a firearm. This is about ensuring that we have responsible gun laws in the United States of America. And anything else is a deflection. I'm sorry. It simply is. Because we want to talk about arguing about rhetoric. I mean, people can point the finger till the cows come home, especially in this place. But the fact of the matter is, we should not have the right. We shouldn't have an environment where people can so easily mow down others when they have a mental break, when they have a history, or whatever we may be seeing. A lot of what we've seen in these recent shooters have been emotionally disturbed and mentally disturbed people. Thank you.
Congresswoman, what do you think of the discussions of specific measures to protect people here on the Hill? And does that come at the expense of openness to the public ever?
I mean, I think really, those proposals need to be each assessed individually and on their own merits. I will say that I believe that largely the threat environment here on Capitol Hill, many of the issues of it are not simply about resources, but it is about the fact that the security protocols and the ways that we think about it and conceive of it are for a bygone time. They're not designed for a stochastic era. They're not designed for a digital threat environment era. And you can throw tons of resources, but if you are throwing tons of resources for a bygone time, we are still going to have a problem. So it is not to waive any one proposal off, but it is to say that we need to be smart about any adaptations and changes.
What role do the tech platforms have in sort of the spread of political violence, do you think? What should be done about it?
I mean, I think that we absolutely have seen tech platforms engage in algorithmic changes that, whether it's in a political in a political rhetoric context or not, tech platforms know that